Hey y'all, Kinztuber here, and I'm sorry the lighting's kind of weird. I don't know why, but it's nighttime. It is 9:13 maybe. But I can't make this video real long. It's a book review because I had to practice lines for a play, and I'm a narrator, so I had tons of lines. Well, not that much and all, but it looks like a lot when it's not a lot. It'd be I've been in a situation like that. Okay, so I used the library copy when I read the book, but I own the book too. So in the book I own, because the library one has my school's name, and my school's name has the city I live in. And yeah, so to the review. And I just finished this book literally 10 minutes ago, 15, 16. I'd say 15 minutes ago. I'm just gonna say that. I'm sorry, my room's kind of a mess right now because it's freezing cold, so I was under blankets and we have our logs on and all that. So the series is Dear America, and it's Voyage on the Great Titanic, and it's a girl. And it's called The Diary of Margaret Ann Brady, RMS Titanic, 1912. So, I'm going to read the back to you. So it says, Dear America, Monday 15th in April 1912. And this is a diary, laying it up. And it goes, It was after midnight. I could still hear people moving about in the passageways. Before I had time to go out and join them, there was a sharp knock on my door. I opened it to see Robert. He was smiling, but his eyes looked urgent. Good evening, Miss Brady, he said. You need to put on something warm and report to the boat deck with your lifebelt. Miss Brady? When I heard that, I felt alarmed for the first time, but I was also startled. A routine drill, he said. No need to fret. I knew he needed to get on with his duties, so I found a smile for him and nodded. Robert started for the next stateroom, but then stopped. You'll not want to take your time, Margaret, he said in a very quiet voice. It did not seem possible, but this was not a drill. And so it's about a girl. She's 13 years old. And so there's this, and I have to do a report on this. This is kind of helping me because we had to read a historic fiction at school. And this book is by Ellen Emerson White. And all the Dear America books are diaries. I mean, there's some, and they're Queen Elizabeth the first and all. And those won't be Dear America and all, because obviously they're not American. And, so, this is about this orphan girl, and her parents died, and her brother moved to America. I'm sorry, I'm using my socks, but, and so, she's a job, because she is, 13, and people were too young back then, and so she goes to this lady, this American lady, and she's from London, and London, England, not London, Kentucky, or London, Ontario, or any of those Londons. It's probably a lot more Londons, but back to the point. And so and the American lady needs somebody to travel with her because her husband's not going on the trip, and her husband doesn't want her traveling alone, and so they hire Margaret, and Margaret helps this lady. The lady wants to go to America to see her daughter, and because they're in England for business, for her husband's business, and so, and I found some lines that were from the movie, where you go, I go, and a lot of those. I saw some lines from the movie, and so she doesn't like talking to the first class people because she was poor, living on the streets and all. So she prefers talking to the people who work on the Titanic and all. And this book is very emotional when the Titanic's sinking. I was reading this in class because I had all my work done, and I was about to cry in class. And this book was published in 1998. scholastics. Like, here are other books in the Dear America series, like A Journey to the New World, A Winter of the Red Snow, and I Thought My Soul Would Rise and Fly, Open Door, and Open Door. And this book is 197 pages bio to 164 because it's like timeline of pictures of the Titanic and talks about life in America in 1912. And this book is very good. I mean, I totally recommend it. I give it 10 stars. And yes, and so I totally recommend it. And even if you're not into historic fiction, it'll still be good. If you guys do not know, I'm interested in the Titanic, and I want to know a lot about it. Like, in April, it'll be the 100th anniversary since the Titanic sank. And that's pretty cool, I guess. And, I said, very good. I almost cried. And if you do not like books when you cry, just read this. Yeah, so bye guys.